Inside the tumor, it looked like a fetal seal, about 18 inches long. Had these human-like eyes, I kid you not, alive and kicking, connected by this weird umbilical cord. It moved its flippers, stared at us like it knew us. We were scared. Couldn't tear our eyes away for hours. Felt like we stumbled upon something divine, something out of this world. Left it there on the ground, still watching us. Left us all in awe.
In the rural landscape near Ellensburg, Washington, a mysterious tale emerged in the late 1990s, captivating listeners on the late-night radio show Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. The story revolves around Mel Waters, a resident of Manistash Ridge area, who discovered a baffling hole on his property. Initially resembling a well, the hole had unusual properties. Items thrown into it never seemed to reach the bottom, and Mel's dogs avoided it while radios picked up strange signals. Mel's fascination led him to conduct experiments, including using fishing lines to measure the hole's depth. But its bottom remained unknown, even after deploying thousands of feet of line. Mel shared his story on Coast to Coast AM, garnering public attention. As the tale gained traction, it attracted military interest, resulting in increased secrecy and surveillance around Mel's property. The mystery deepened when a similar hole was found on public land in Nevada. Experiments, including lowering a sheep into the hole, led to a bizarre discovery: a creature resembling a fetal seal with human-like eyes. This supernatural encounter left listeners both fascinated and disturbed. This is the mystery of Mels Hole. On February 21, 1997, a man who identified himself as Mel Waters called into the wildly popular Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. The show discussed conspiracies, and Mel Waters had an intriguing one. He claimed he'd found a bottomless pit 9 miles west of Ellensburg in Washington state. Mel Waters, a resident of the serene town of Ellensburg, led a quiet and idyllic life. His days were filled with the ordinary routines of a small-town existence, living atop the picturesque Manistash Ridge. He was a friendly neighbor, someone you might expect to find in any close-knit community, enjoying the simple pleasures of life in the countryside. One day, Mel's routine was disrupted by a discovery that would alter the course of his life. On his property, amidst the familiar surroundings of his home, appeared a hole. At first glance, it seemed like an ordinary feature, but its peculiarities were soon revealed. Items thrown into the hole simply vanished into the depths, leaving no trace behind. Even more intriguing was the behavior of Mel's dogs, in which he claimed usually unafraid instinctively avoided the area around the hole. This odd behavior sparked Mel's curiosity, compelling him to investigate further. Before Mel Waters stumbled upon the mysterious hole, it had already been a source of bewilderment for the previous owners. The hole was being used as a dumping ground for years. Broken appliances, discarded furniture, and various items found their way into the depths, becoming an inadvertent inventory of the town's cast-offs. When Mel took ownership of the property, his neighbors too shared stories of the hole's strange history. Some claimed to have thrown objects into it, attempting to gauge its depth or perhaps merely indulging their curiosity. Their experiences mirrored Mel's initial fascination. Items tossed into the hole would vanish without a sound, leaving them baffled and intrigued. Being an avid fisherman, he used his spools of fishing line to measure the depth. With a 1-pound weight attached to the line, he sent it down the hole, only to find that it descended a staggering 4,500 feet, the entire length of the reel, without hitting bottom. Undeterred, he reeled the line up, replacing the weight with a roll of lifesavers, hoping to detect the presence of water at the hole's bottom. To his surprise, the lifesavers returned dry, undissolved. Mel continued his exploration, attaching spool after spool of fishing line, each extending 5,000 feet. Despite his efforts, he couldn't reach the bottom. 10,000 feet down and still no sign of the hole's end. Spool after spool disappeared into the depths, and Mel realized he had gone nearly 10 miles down, with no bottom in sight. The perplexing phenomenon of objects disappearing into the hole without a sound continued to baffle both Mel and his neighbors. Regardless of what was dropped into the depths, be it stones, tools, or even larger items, nothing made a noise upon impact. The silence that followed each disappearance added an eerie quality to the mystery. The absence of any audible indication of the object's landing only deepened the sense of wonder and bewilderment, leaving the community in a state of both fascination and unease. As Mel dived deeper into the mystery, he placed radios near the hole in an attempt to intercept the strange signals reported by others. What he discovered only heightened the sense of eerie mystery surrounding Mel's hole. The radios crackled, capturing signals that defied explanation. These messages, laden with static and strange noises, seemed to originate from a source beyond the scope of conventional broadcasts. The atmosphere around the hole was thick with an otherworldly aura, as these mysterious signals echoed into the night, creating an atmosphere of both fascination and trepidation. As Mel conducted his experiments, he observed an eerie phenomenon. His dogs, typically fearless and curious, refused to go anywhere near the hole. Even when coerced, they dug their feet in, resisting any attempt to approach. Strangely, no animals of any kind ventured close to the hole. There were no signs of wildlife, no insects buzzing around, and even birds avoided the area as if sensing an otherworldly presence. The inexplicable nature of the hole only deepened, leaving Mel and his dogs in a state of uneasy bewilderment. One of the most intriguing aspects of Mel's Hole was the instinctual avoidance displayed by his dogs. His dogs, known for their keen senses and fearlessness, notably refrained from venturing near the hole. His dog would start acting aggressive and start growling and scratching at the area where the hole was located. This behavior baffled him. Mel observed this canine intuition with a mix of awe and puzzlement, wondering what silent cues the animals were picking up on, reinforcing the mysterious aura surrounding the hole. Mel then started to ask around if anyone noticed their dogs feeling uneasy by the hole. They all said yes, but this is where things get weird. One of his neighbors mentioned that not too long ago his dog died, so he threw its body into the hole. A few days later, that same dog came back. After Mel's neighbor threw his dead dog into the hole, the mystery deepened. A couple of days later, after disposing of his dog's body down the hole, the neighbor was astonished to see the same dog running through a wooded area near the property. He recognized it by the collar, but for some inexplicable reason, the dog didn't respond to his calls and behaved as though it didn't recognize its owner at all. Recognizing the significance of his dog's reactions, Mel meticulously documented their behavior. Their avoidance of the hole became a crucial clue, hinting at an unspoken language of nature that humans might not fully grasp. Mel's careful observation of these reactions provided valuable insights, suggesting that animals, with their heightened senses, might perceive forces or energies beyond human perception. In his quest for understanding, Mel reached out to local experts, including geologists and radio engineers, hoping to shed light on the inexplicable occurrences. These professionals brought scientific rigor to the investigation, offering hypotheses and theories to explain the phenomenon. Geologists dived into the geological composition of the area, seeking anomalies that might account for the peculiar hole. Radio engineers analyzed the mysterious signals intercepted near the hole, attempting to decipher their origin. While their efforts were commendable, the depth of the mystery tested even the bounds of scientific explanation. Mel's consultations with these experts highlighted the communal fascination with the unexplained, showcasing a collective endeavor to make sense of the extraordinary events unfolding in their midst. In the convergence of animal intuition and scientific expertise, the enigma of Mel's Hole took on a multifaceted complexity. The avoidance of Mel's dogs and the diligent efforts of local experts added layers to the mystery, deepening the intrigue and inspiring further exploration. As Mel's Hole gripped the public's imagination, its inexplicable nature reached far beyond the local community, and of course, drawing the attention of the military, an institution famed for its precision and clandestine nature. The seemingly ordinary hole, now the epicenter of extraordinary phenomena, became a focal point of intense curiosity within military circles, sparking fervent discussions and speculative theories. The military's intrigue was far from passive. It was active, probing, and shrouded in secrecy. Unmarked vehicles with tinted windows silently patrolled the vicinity, their presence casting an eerie aura over the once tranquil surroundings. Discreet inquiries crackled through the air, sparking an electrifying sense of mystery. What were they seeking? What hidden truths had piqued the interest of the nation's protectors? Under the cover of darkness, military personnel set up surveillance equipment around Mel's property, utilizing high-tech cameras with night vision capabilities to capture every subtle movement and shadow. Unmanned aerial vehicles circled silently overhead, their advanced sensors hidden from prying eyes. Meticulous analysis of satellite imagery sought patterns or anomalies that might unveil the heart of the mystery. The military's involvement delved into classified realms. Documents related to Mel's Hole were sealed, hidden away in secure government archives. Top-secret briefings engaged military analysts, poring over data in an attempt to discern the unexplained. The details of these classified discussions remained tantalizingly out of reach, adding layers of intrigue. Within secretive research facilities, military scientists conducted experiments inspired by the phenomena. They simulated conditions, dropping objects into endless voids, analyzing mysterious signals intercepted from radios near the hole, and exploring the implications of animal intuition in the face of the unknown. These experiments, shielded from public view, aimed to unlock secrets that had captivated the military's attention. The mere whisper of the military's involvement amplified rumors and speculations. What were they searching for? Did they possess knowledge beyond the rest of the world? The military's presence, synonymous with clandestine operations and advanced knowledge, deepened the community's wonder and unease. Mel's Hole had evolved from a local anomaly into a national fascination, its mysteries intertwined with the covert activities of an enigmatic institution. The mystery surrounding Mels Hole took a bewildering turn when a similar hole was discovered on public land in Nevada. Intrigued by the strange hole and its peculiar properties, Mel found himself in the midst of an extraordinary cross-cultural collaboration between Native Americans, Basques, and others. The hole in question, not located on the Native American reservation as one might expect, was on public land used by the Basque people, an ethnic group originating from the region between France and Spain. The Basque had settled in various parts of the United States, including Nevada, in the mid-1800s, and they considered the land around the hole sacred. This second hole, similar in width to Mel's at just over 9 feet, had a distinct difference. While Mel's hole had a stone retaining wall, this one featured a metal collar and lining that extended as far as the eye could see. Strangely, the metal was warm to the touch, emitting a constant heat, and it remained silent and vibration-free despite any impact. Curiosity piqued. Mel and the Basque people conducted experiments. They lowered a bucket of ice down the hole, maintaining another batch of ice at the surface as a control. Astonishingly, the surface ice melted as expected, but the ice from the hole didn't. Even more bizarre, the ice retrieved from the hole no longer felt cold or wet. It resembled large pieces of salt. Attempts to melt this transformed ice over an open flame proved futile. Instead, it caught fire and continued burning for months. Undeterred by the strange results, the group decided to venture further. One courageous Basque volunteer, against all advice, offered to descend into the hole. Sensing the immense danger, the group reconsidered and opted for a different test subject: a sheep. The fate of the sheep remained unknown, shrouded in a cloud of anticipation and dread. The sheep did not want to go in the hole. The closer it got, the more it tried to kick its way out of its crate. They lowered the crate down the hole to 1,000 feet. At that point, it stopped moving. They felt a humming sensation. They left the sheep down there for 30 minutes and then brought it back up. There was no movement. The crate was unchanged, and the sheep looked fine, but it was dead. The Basque, being shepherds, knew how to butcher a sheep, so they brought it to a table for a quick autopsy. The first thing they noticed is that the sheep looked like it was cooked from the inside, and taking up almost the entire cavity of the sheep's body was what Mel described as a giant tumor. Then the tumor starts moving. Then they cut the tumor open. Inside the tumor is what Mel describes as a fetal seal. It was attached to the tumor by an umbilical cord, but this seal-like creature had the eyes of a human. They watched the creature for a while as it crawled to the end of the table, and Mel felt like it wanted to get back to the hole. So he picked it up and set it near the edge. Of course, the creature was slimy, and Mel said that the fluid had a weird smell. So the men studied the creature, and it seemed to study the men for about 2 hours. Then the seal creature gave them a final look and jumped in the hole. Now, before Mel went to Nevada, he was diagnosed with advanced esophageal cancer. He had only 6 months to live, but after this experience, Mel was cancer-free. He thinks he was cured by this incident. Mel felt like he had a transcendent experience. He was completely changed after this. The discovery of the peculiar creature added a supernatural element to the tale of Mel's Hole, leaving listeners both fascinated and disturbed. The very fabric of reality seemed to warp around this mysterious entity, challenging conventional notions of biology and existence. Listeners, captivated by the mystery, found themselves drawn into a realm where the line between the natural and the supernatural blurred. The implications of this supernatural discovery sparked debates, discussions, and a deep sense of disquiet. The tale, once grounded in the ordinary, had now transcended the realms of possibility, captivating the human imagination in ways both enthralling and unsettling. The Nevada connection and the bizarre discoveries made there elevated the mystery of Mel's Hole to unprecedented levels. The unexplainable entity, with its eerie human-like eyes, added a chilling supernatural dimension to the story, leaving listeners both fascinated and disturbed. As the enigma deepened, so did the sense of wonder and apprehension, making Mel's Hole a subject of enduring fascination and a testament to the boundless mysteries of the universe. In the quiet corners of Ellensburg, Washington, and the desolate stretches of Nevada, the mystery of Mel's Hole gripped the imagination of people everywhere. Mel Waters' strange discovery, a never-ending pit on his property, and a similar one found in Nevada, baffled the world. Despite efforts to understand, the hole's depths remained unknown. Mel Waters, once a simple resident, found himself thrust into the spotlight. His tale, shared on late-night radio, became a legend. The story took on a life of its own, whispered in hushed tones in diners and discussed fervently in online forums. The fascination was not just about the hole's depth, but the unanswered questions it posed. As the rumors spread, so did the wild speculations. Some believed the holes were portals to parallel universes, while others thought they might be secret government experiments gone awry. The lack of concrete answers only fueled the mystery, making it even more tantalizing. In the midst of all the theories, Mel Waters chose to retreat from the prying eyes of the public. His silence only added to the enigma. Was he trying to protect a secret, or had the weight of the mystery become too much for him to bear? The curious were left with a profound question. Was it a portal to another dimension, a rift in the fabric of reality, or a mere hoax that spiraled out of control? The questions lingered, adding to the mystique of the narrative. As we come to an end, my friends, thank you again for joining me on this journey into the phenomena of Mels Hole. I hope this video can challenge you to explore the secrets of this world and find the mysteries that are out there. I also kindly ask that if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me so much in making more of these videos. So until next time, continue to explore the unknown and remember to always seek the truth.